This is BZ Rieger. I'm doing a rambling by the river with Keegan. He's down there, but you'll hear him soon. And I was nudged to do one on building your omnipresent receptivity. Because I really want to do a larger conversation, a longer one, maybe a CCC one with Sheila and Lisa. But as I was noodling that around, it occurred to me that, hence the nudge, to being receptive to that, to even feeling into, acknowledging, being even somewhat consciously aware of that ability, that you can do that, that you are that you can see and sense and feel and experience from the omnipresent field. So, okay, and I just got noticed that to do another video, Quantum Playground, about doing an immersion of that as a toy box thing to play with. But what I wanted to start with here is just the receptivity, being receptive, even being able to just touch the edges of the idea that you yourself, I'll say it small first, can be omnipresent. You actually are, but it's been forgotten with a whole lot of other things. And a lot of the little tiny hints of that are going on right now for everyone as you're flooded, swimming in, sometimes, kind of bowled over by all of these greater and greater, more and more expansive energies, as everything heightens, as everything amplifies, as everything, reverberates greater and greater and greater within you, within each cell of your body, within all of your bodies, your thoughts, emotions, feelings, electromagnetics, all of that. And there are little things, sometimes quite large things, but little things occurring for each of us, especially those, and some of us are playing with it more, so they're bigger, and I would describe it differently. But for those who haven't yet really been aware of it or noticed or even receptive to it, more and more these things are occurring. And so playing with the idea of your omnipresence and being in the energy, being fully available to and partaking in all those receptors that you have, and being receptive, that's approachable for you, is going to help you in playing with that, in expanding that. So what do you think? Has the thought, I'm sure most people have heard of omnipresence and I'll say this maybe jokingly, maybe not for some, but there is a thought of the omnipresent God, and it's a loud, deep, ominous male voice, and it's up there, and it's talking at you down here, and maybe even gotten a rod and railing against you. That's not what I'm talking about. The 0 point field, which is the field of all, and everything is in it, and the source energy, the source of all that is, the love, absolute, and a field. And that is the field different ways to discuss it, and slightly different levels. Some encompass not so much, and some encompass, as you go out further and further, encompass all. But there is that omnipresence, energy, flow, frequency, bandwidth, signature, availability, the way to encounter, commune with, connect with, co-create with, be subject to one another in that. And in just the beginning, it's a big, huge subject, so just in the beginning, to play with it a little, being receptive to that you are all that you can connect with all that you can feel all that, hear all that, see all that, know all of that. And someone just said, well, what's all of that? It's everything. It's all that ever was, is, and will be. And that means every thought, every emotion, every feeling, every invention, every painting, every dog walk, every relationship, every being, every life force, every creature, every plant, every planet, all is just a lot easier to say it. And I'm trying to think of the name of it. There's a movie, well, there's lots of movies, but there's a scene in Avatar where I can't remember the guy's name, but Jake is the Avatar, I think. Anyways, he tunes in to that omnipresent field, and his heartbeat is the tree's heartbeat, and the breath of the stars, and all of that, and the wing beat, of those butterfly-like creatures, and each beat of whatever the kind of horse-like creature they have is his footfall. So that's actually a wonderful cinematic representation of what I'm talking about. And so we are all of that, and more and more we are becoming aware of. We're having our own direct experiences of knowing of that. And this nudge started because I thinking, as I said, of the larger conversation. And I thought, it could be that receptivity to that, just the thought that that's possible, the playing with the thought that, you have that. And here's the distinction, you're already having that, but in enhancing your receptivity and consciously being receptive to, you can start to notice, because a really common refrain is, well, all that cool stuff doesn't happen to me, or I don't get that, or BZ, you talk about this and the other thing, and I don't have that. And I'd be willing to bet that you do, in lots of different ways, but you brush it off. The groove is so wide and deep and well worn of, kind of looking askance and brushing that stuff off, or not taking the time to notice, or thinking that was a cool daydream, fantasy, dream, all that kind of stuff. And come to find out, it's not a dream. And your mind wasn't just wandering, and you weren't, like at work not paying attention. So play with that. Play with the receptivity to it. Play with, as I said, I'll do a quantum playground toy box where I actually go into this and we can go through it together. But when you're stand on a street corner, stand in the woods, stand in your yard, stand in a park, stand someplace Give yourself, 5 minutes. Set a little timer because then you can relax. You won't, get in the groove too long if you need to rush someplace to go someplace. And tune into, notice with all of your senses, all of your bodies, in silence, the field that's all around you. And allow yourself to be you fully. If you started just with yourself and all of your bodies and felt into all of that, hearing your heart beating and your cells working and all the different systems and changes within your body, but listen to the trees breathe and hear the little sounds, of water, air, animals, people, distant lawnmower, whatever it is. Not isolated them. They're all you. And as you take your breath, all of that is your breath and your flow. And my sense is when you do that, you go, what that was the other day. Or, wow, yeah, I had something like that. It's happening all the time. And as you consciously decide to be receptive to it and open those receptors, build those receptors and that receptivity to it, wow, you're gonna be, whoa, this is cool, kind of weird, but all this stuff, and you can feel it. You can feel the notes in your voice box of the bird that's singing, and you can anticipate the change, in the notes of the songs that they're singing. You can hear the wing beats of the birds go by. All of that, dew on grass, and as it slides down, the rain pattering on all the different leaves and telling the difference in the different kinds of leaves, just to start with those, that the rain is falling. Life is so amazing. And Shazam, guys, we're waking up to the party of it. And yeah, things are chaotic out there, and that's actually very delicious too, because it's all of the old construct false construct is crumbling down, and we get to truly start to, some of us for the very first time, notice what's all around and be tuned into that omnipresence, that flow, that energy, that vibration, the frequency, all of that. And then you'll go beyond that, and it's knowings and knowledge and experiences and sights and, kind of travels and journeys and superpowers and capabilities and skills and nuances, all of that. So play with that and see what you can open to in your receptivity field for the omnipresent flow all around you. I love you.